NTA Channel 5 Abuja.
The least you and I can do is to assist them by making security our primary concern.
That is why we are here, to tell the citizens and residents of FCT that we are equal to the task and we are going to do just what they have said.
Lowest minimum time possible, especially when the callers were able to get across to us quickly.
Security is everyone's business. This is why NTA Channel 5 Abuja is collaborating with the FCT Police Command in providing a weekly platform for up-to-date security check in the FCT. Join us for the real information every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station.
Security in the cosmopolitan Federal Capital Territory in the last couple of weeks witnessed what residents describe as an overrun, by criminals, kidnapping, steal wages, with victims, alleging in some parts of media that their abductors were in police uniform. And just this Monday, this decapitated human parts were discovered in Kubwa, a suburb of the territory. Against this backdrop, for all of these, where is the place of intelligence policing? This will be our focus as we also look at developing security issues on your regular security check program on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. My name is Tessie Omeri. You're welcome to the program. The program returns in just a moment. Many thanks for staying with us. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is Call the Police live on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. As it is the tradition on the program, we begin with our background report to set the tone for our discussion. And here is our background for today as packaged by Onotu Yakubu.
Kidnapping and banditry are very much rife in area councils on the Abuja South axis of the nation's capital. Some parts of the suburbs are also not left out of these menace. Much worrisome recently, a social media user's post went viral on allegations of being abducted by armed men in police uniforms, allegedly moving from house to house while the said operation lasted. To all of these sundry security challenges, some residents say they have become too perturbed with the growing trends.
The truth about it is that previously we were safe, but now it's actually more critical. So I actually advise everybody, especially my family, when it becomes 8, 9 o'clock, just stay put. I feel that you're actually very safe in your own confinement, in your own house, than going out and going to parties, especially those that go for clubbing and everything.
Come this area in the evening, you will see people smoking Indian hemp. I don't know whether they have legalized Indian hemp. And look at police station, and they'll be hearing the aroma of the Indian hemp, and nobody will intervene. So we are afraid. You don't know what you will say. You will be the next victim. That is the problem. You see, if not, if the security can do their work, or if you give information, they can hide it for you. It will be okay. But if immediately you do anything bad now, the next day, they will knock on your door.
On a similar note, just about 48 hours ago, This gory sight was uncovered in Kubwa of the killing and dismembering of the body of a human suspected to be a middle-aged female.
Japan. When I came back to Nigeria with my partners, I told them the Abuja is the safest place. But what I'm seeing on the ground now is not what I expected. Abuja is the most fearful place I can see in Nigeria now.
Otumba Bolajin Adigun believes that the negative influence of the social media in blowing these security challenges out of proportion leaves much to be desired.
By having experience of this woman that was stabbed one time in Kubwa, I think it was then during Balachi Roma, we saved the situation. It was the bomb blast woman they brought on the social media, while this woman has only a bruise within her breast. But if we have, as a community, we have not gone to see the corpse in the hospital, the children even have already said it's government property. But on going there, when I snapped and we showed them, they were days. This was a rapper, but I don't know how the social media did it. It looks alike, and they brought somebody that was blasted at Gwagwalada and at what's it called, on the way to Nyanya, and they put it as something that happens in Kubwa. So you can see that the social medias are not helping the matter, and I don't know what they want to gain.
To all of these, the people say they expect the police to take more proactive policing measures by strengthening intelligence to curb the menace. While special operations are on across the territory to combat security challenges, experts advised that more attention be focused on deployment for pin downs. Onotu Yakubu, NTA.
Thank you, Onotu Yakubu, for that background report. And my guest today on the program is the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Chike Nwaboa. He is the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Criminal Investigation Intelligence Department, FCT Command. You're welcome to Call the Police.
Good morning.
Yeah. The kidnapping, situation in suburbs of the FCT leaves so much to be desired, amongst residents. So it's become like an everyday occurrence. What is the police doing?
I will start by saying that kidnapping as projected or as published, especially in the social media, is not as the situation is on ground. We know too well that most of these things you classify as kidnapping are not kidnapping in natural sense. Certain things have been reported to be kidnapping, whereas they would have gone for maybe a boyfriend or a girlfriend having an issue. So many things like that. And some even go to fake kidnap situations. And then you look at it, having all these ones on the table, we know that they add up the number of kidnapping cases reported.
I agree with you. We have such cases of fake kidnappings and all that. But then we still have real kidnapping.
We agree.
On the rise.
We agree. We have such. And I can tell you that in FCT, such activities have been restrained to the suburbs, and we're doing so much to ensure that that area becomes quiet once again.
Okay, in the media, you often hear or come across stories of people being abducted and their lifeless bodies seen at so many quarters, suburbs. Like the recent one just early this week, where decapitated body parts found somewhere in Kubwa. Nobody could really tell or make a story out of that, but of course, people would pin it down to issues of kidnapping and ritual purposes or whatever it is. We may not know. What is the police doing to address this recurrent trend? It's becoming like a trend and is disheartening.
Needless telling you that we do not know, we do not have a record that there are ritual killings in FCT. Yes, the case at hand in Kubwa, like you have just referred to, we have seen all that happen. That's the body of a person suspected to be a young girl or a young lady that was actually decapitated and found in between dead bodies of animals, 2 animals. Okay, we have visited the scene, and the bodies have been removed so that we can actually investigate it thoroughly to come up with a solution.
Okay, what is the place of intelligence policing in the society? We know that we talk about lots of collaborations with other agencies. We talk about community policing. We talk about so many people getting involved. Like we always say, security is everybody's business. What is the place of intelligence policing, to address such issues,
Thank you very much. This also brings to mind the issue of community policing. Intelligence gathering is uppermost, I would say, in crime prevention and detection. But you can see that people do not come to the police easily. I don't want to say that they don't trust the police. For whatever reasons, we know that people do not ordinarily come to volunteer information to the police. And this is something all of us are supposed to be doing so as to assist the police to do the work.
Okay, if you're just joining us, you're watching Call the Police Live, your regular security check program on the Unity station. And today we're discussing security situation in the FCT as surrounds issues of kidnappings. And remember, they say security is everyone's business. And if you want to make it your business, you can call us on the program. We have numbers shown on your screen to be part of the program. You can share experience or recommendations or questions, whatever it is. The officer is right here available to answer your question. Okay, before our next question, we'll have our first call on the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live on TV. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Henry, and I'm calling from Gwagwa.
Henry from Gwagwa.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're with you.
Okay, first of all, I want to commend the police force. I really want to commend their work, and I really believe that their working is just that the time that we are in now today is a time whereby there is no law. When you begin to see the things that are happening in the environs and the suburbs, in the rural areas, you begin to understand that there are more to it. And when you begin to apply it to the Bible, you begin to understand that the Bible said it's because lawlessness will abide and the love of many will grow cold. The wickedness that we're beginning to see that is bedeviling the area today is as a result of lawlessness. People who have their mind have been so battered and shattered with frustration, and they begin to involve themselves in what evil or the other. They don't fear God first of all, and also some of the cause of those problems.
Okay.
And now for us to readdress it, we need parents. The parents, they have more to do, especially when it comes to the smoke in their hands and some of the rural areas, killing the Babambla and the rest of them.
Okay.
So we need to inculcate the fear of God.
Moral values and all that. Henry, thank you so much for that comment. Henry, it's really sad. I share your pain actually. Where is our humanity? That's what Henry is talking about. And we thank you for that call you heard from Henry.
I heard that.
Talking about why parents need to step up.
Yes.
Start from the home.
Like we've been doing in our public enlightenment efforts, we have always amplified this angle. Parental care. You need to stay at home to impact on your children. Issue of morals. a child smoking Indian hemp, a child showing some abnormal behavior in the house. You see, these are things that eventually impact negatively on security effort. So parents, as well as the religious teachers or leaders, should ensure that they live up to expectation in this regard.
Okay. So, let's talk about social media impact. Last week, the story of Juan and Mira Sofian made rounds about kidnapped by armed men, and from what we heard, police uniform. They were wearing police uniform, and alleged to have met her from house, that they adopt people from house to house. I know that story has been making rounds in social media. I don't know what you have to say.
I will start by once again re-emphasizing this warning note to the members of the public. We should be cautious of what we publish and read in the social media. People should ensure that they verify information before coming out to put it out.
Like this one, though, like you have said, they should verify information, but this one came from victims, and they actually confirm to the fact that men who came to abduct them, they are house to house kind of, and they were wearing personnel uniform. You know, sometimes we could have people disguised and all that.
I would rather you say you heard. Yeah. You couldn't have confirmed that. Okay. That matter is under investigation, okay, and we are making great effort. I will tell you, we've made inroads into that. Okay. At the end of the investigation, the real fact will be played out, and everybody know what happened.
Okay, when stories like this, break in the social media, like you have said, it's under control. Still investigating. It has a tendency, to aid viral, circulation. Within a short period of time, you see everybody hear such stories, and who knows if it's true or not. Now, what is the effect of this practice, in your own intelligence gathering?
Yeah, you see, let me start by saying that such information create fears and panic in the minds of people. So when that is done, you would even imagine what impact it will have in the confidence the people will have in the security architecture around them. So it's really touchy.
Yeah, it's really touchy. Yeah. And I know, like people, a caller has commended the police for their efforts, which we are also seeing on ground. Earlier in the year, to corroborate that, the police, and the FC Joint Security Task Force actually launched a couple of anti-banditry and kidnapping operations to clear the territory. Why is this still persisting?
One thing you should realize is that crime in any part of the world has not been solved. Sure. Yes. What you do is you come out and make sure it is reduced to the barest minimum. It's a continuous thing. As we are doing all this, we're making effort at this angle. The criminals themselves are also designing things. And, like I said, it's continuous. As they are doing this, we are also designing our activities that we also demolish whatever thing they have put up.
Okay, always being like a step ahead of the criminals. Okay, our residents have always complained of lack of prompt response to distress calls. Like I know on this platform we've discussed that several times. Some of your colleagues would say probably maybe lack of proper description, or like, so what other reasons are there for the police not responding promptly to distress calls?
You have just given me an answer.
Aside that.
Proper description, sure. Right? And then somebody is also faking a situation.
Yeah, we've had that.
Right? So, and then the information is not coming at the right time. Even though they may tell that, we told the police exactly when and where the situation happened. But we have also verified. See, this technology, ICT, has actually aided us in investigation. So when you tell us this, if you called me, we can go and make search as to what time you called. And we have done this in many occasions and discovered that the cause might have come long after the situation. Okay? So I think that we are doing our best. We are not perfect, I would say, but we are doing our best to see that we respond timelessly. We don't want things to have happened before we arrived. And if you give us this information on time, we'll be there to prevent the crime. I think that's better for us.
Okay. Going down memory lane, I know when they used to say that your neighbor is your next first family, or yes, closest family, kind of, where anything happens. But these days, the cliche is that trust no one except yourself and your God. So what do you have to say about that? It's really, really a serious matter when we talk about insecurity in the land. So they would like, trust no one except yourself or God. Sometimes they say don't even trust yourself.
Yes. Those are also come back to the issue of morals.
Yeah.
The man living next to you, he has a duty also to be morally upright. And then, why saying that? It means that he also should bear in mind that he should be his neighbor's keeper.
Sure.
Good. So, these are things that would always be ascribed to neighbor relationship. Okay, and I think we will do less. If you want me to say we'll solve it, no. Okay. It is between you and your neighbor. You know that.
Go ahead. Hello. Before we go ahead. Hello. Good morning. Can you please turn down the volume of your TV? Oh. Remember, if you're calling us on the program, you can do well by turning down the volume of your TV for effective communication. And we are almost rounding up. If you want to reach us, do well and make it snappy so that you can be part of the program. Otherwise, whatever complaints you have, we'll take it in next edition. So we're discussing morals and the need for the community to get involved.
Yes, we have always said, be your neighbor's keeper, not brother's keeper alone. Yes, and you realize that if you have love for me, you will not wait for me to be consumed before you call the police. And you will not wait for the police to tell you, inform your neighbor of the danger around. So you will not wait for the police to come and tell you that, oh, you should be security conscious and that you should also take steps to prevent crime on your own before the police comes in.
Okay, thank you. Finally, before we leave this morning, your advice to FT residents on security measures.
Pretty. I think we've been doing this time and time over. The most important thing, I will even start from your house. Know who and who lives around you. Yeah. Know activities going on around your dwellings. Before you leave your house, or even while you are sleeping in your house, ensure you lock up every place that you need to lock. Do not leave your windows open. That has caused so many situations that are unpleasant. Yeah. And then you are going out to work. Ensure that your house is securely locked. And then while driving, I would say, while driving, be cautious of people on the road. To use your driving mirror to see the persons behind you. And then where possible, wind up. Because we have seen situations where somebody is driving with his glasses down, and then these hoodlums will just put their hands, they can carry a handbag, they can carry whatever from you. And then it has also aided robbery. Yeah, so ensure you protect yourself.
Thank you for the security tips on today's program, which is supposed to wrap up. But my director will pardon me to take this final call. Hello, quickly, what's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Sanabullah. I'm calling from Akopada, Karulako Governor State.
Okay, Sanabullah, make it snappy.
Thank you very much. Actually, I want to comment on Nigerian police, especially EFCC and just low. You know, whenever the participants tend to bringing their own passport or doing their own activities, they follow them exactly, and they appear the military in mind. Well, the question I want to ask is that what is that this kidnappers? Kidnappers in the community for more than 1 year, and for it to only to detect where the person is. So that's the challenge to measure for the question about this community. But if that's and you know, if it's an LDR, it's about cybercrime. But what is the problem that kidnapping is never get a solution up to now? That's the question I want to ask. That's the crime. Maybe you find a reason, maybe you go to school about how you can come up to the end of this hiding a criminal and for more than 1 or 2 years.
Okay. Okay, Sani Bawa, thank you for that very valid question. Its answers will come, I guess, in a subsequent edition of the
program. You want me to talk?
Asking, okay, if you can make it very briefly.
Come on. Ms. Abulai, please. Straight to the point. Yeah. Please bear in mind that we have been partnering with community leaders, religious leaders, the locals. The kidnappers, they do their things in remote areas. So people live in these areas. If you have information about them, please call us at the right time so that we can strike and get them, not when they have left. After they have left, you start calling us.
Okay, and we still have more to talk about his question. He's asking why they are being kept for so long without the keys being, concluded and all that. That will form part of our discussion for our next program.
Okay.
We thank you, the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Chike Mwabowa, for coming on the program this morning.
It's my pleasure.
Same here. And to our dear viewer, that's the much we can take on today's episode of Call the Police. Remember, tune in same time next week at 10:30. Sorry, we're not able to pick some of the calls coming in. Time factor. Remember to be part of it next week so that whatever you have will be on the platform and it will be well discussed. See you next week. Remember, security is everyone's business. Bye for now.